A habitat is an ecological or environmental area that is inhabited by particular species of animal, plants, and other types of organisms. It is typically referred to the zone in which the organism lives and where it can find food, shelter, and mates for reproduction. A habitat is also the natural environment in which an organism lives or the physical environment that surrounds a population. It is made up of physical factors such as soil, moisture, range of temperature, and light intensity, as well as biotic factors such as the availability of food and the presence or absence of predators.
The whole essence of that was to bring to the fore that cities should look inwards and see how they can make the best out of the cities, the towns, and the immediate environment. It also highlights the fact that making the best of our cities is a responsibility that we must all partake of. Is what we make of those cities is what the cities will be. And so that's essentially what it's all about.
The World Habitat Day is such an important day, and that date, the second day of October every year, is set aside globally. It's a global event that is intended to draw the attention of the world all over to the need to appreciate, conserve, and work towards building a sustainable habitat for people, for man, species, all over the world.
A habitat is not necessarily a geographical area. It can be the interior of a stone, a rotten log, a rock, or a clump of moss, and for a parasitic organism, it is the body of its host. Part of the host body, such as the digestive tract or a single cell within the host body. In 1985, the United Nations General Assembly established the World Habitat Day and designated the first Monday of October of every year to celebrate the day all over the world. The day was first celebrated in 1986 with the theme, "Shelter is my right." The focus was on promoting all levels of government and all relevant stakeholders to reflect on how to implement concrete initiatives to ensure adequate, affordable housing in the context of the implementation of the new urban agenda at all levels, as well as the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. The main purpose for the United Nations establishment of this day was to reflect on the state of our towns and cities and on the basic rights of all to adequate shelter.
Well, I expect the United Nations to help the third world countries like Nigeria, countries that are developing and underdeveloped countries. The United Nations should assist the governments of such countries and states provide affordable accommodation to the poor, the downtrodden, especially civil servants of Akwa Ibom State.
There are people on the street that do not have houses. I think it's an opportunity for the public to be aware that every human being, that is one of the basic necessity of man. Shelter, man has to have a place to lay his or her head.
Every civil servant should have at least a home, a portable home. I'm believing that with the scheme it will help everybody to have at least one.
We coppers serving here, we complain about the house rents, but when you go to states like the north, their house rents are affordable.
Again, to remind the world that we all have the power and responsibility to shape the future of our cities and towns. According to experts, to attain the set goals, proper attention must be given to our environment, thus protecting it from all forms of danger, thereby creating an enabling habitat for man, plants, as well as animals. This, they say, can be done through government intervention, activities of the non-governmental organizations, and other relevant bodies.
We are the ones that need the ecosystem. As a matter of fact, the ecosystem does not really need us. The environment doesn't really need us. We need the environment. And so we must protect our ecosystem in whatever ways that we can. If we're talking about urban or housing policies, we must practice it in a manner that is sustainable, a manner that would ensure that that ecosystem that we have in place is preserved and protected, because man needs that ecosystem. We need the stability of that ecosystem for proper survival.
Your habitat is your immediate environment, your immediate surrounding, where you live, where you work. And also, if you consider a corporate institution, for instance, companies, the big time companies, multilaterals and so on, they have a responsibility to protect their immediate environment such that things they do, if they are a manufacturer of goods and services, you produce goods, the production process, how you handle your raw materials and even waste that is generated matters a great deal. Sustenance of our habitat.
The theme for this year's celebration is housing policies, affordable homes. Residents of the states in their interviews say the theme is quite timely and urged relevant bodies to assist the masses to acquire their homes.